So Scooby-Doo Legend of the Vampire has the gang go to Australia and solve a mystery about vampires. This movie is also in the liking of the What's New Scooby-Doo animation. It looks kind of like that one. This came out a year after that show aired. So, on the positives. First positive, of course, the music is pretty good. You have the first rendition of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? It's pretty cool. It takes, and it's a chase scene, that's cool. And it takes place on a boat. You have Go to the Rock Show, that's pretty cool. And you have some, a bunch of goofy stuff there. And Getaway, yeah, I think that's what it's called. But that's fun. That's another chase scene with Shaggy and Scooby getting chased by the three vampires. That's cool. And you have the last rendition of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Performed by Velma. That's pretty cool, too. So something different about this movie is that it has 4 songs instead of 3. It's typically 3 songs, but this one has 4. Even though it's technically 3 original songs, but one is played twice, but it's still pretty cool to have that. Another positive is the Hex Girls. They're back in this movie. They don't do much in it, but it's still, fun to see them in here. Another positive is Frank Welker. He takes... he played Fred in the original show and in the movies, but here he still plays Fred, but he also takes on the role as Scooby-Doo. And he's probably my favorite voice actor to voice Scooby-Doo. I like him. And, another positive is this guy, Jasper. He's kind of this fat guy. He's like the manager of the band. And I just like to hear him talk. He's like, I should have gone back to my trailer. It's, I don't know, what is that, kind of Australian, I guess? Well, I mean, I guess it should be Australian, because it is set in Australia, so yeah. But that's it for the positives. On to the mixed. The monster itself. The Yowie Yahoo. I don't know. It's not explained that well of how they got him to be, I guess. He's just made up of smoke and mirrors and stuff, and I don't get how he can pull people. He can pull people up from the ground with this yellow light stuff. I don't know if they used wires. They don't explain that. I guess that's kind of a negative, but but about the Yowie Yahoo, I think he still looks pretty cool, so take it or leave it, I guess. And here's a mixed, what the heck's an Australian vampire? I mean, typically vampires are, like, from Transylvania, I mean, like, but I still think the 3 other vampire guys, the Wild Wind band, I believe, they still look cool, but I don't know what the heck's an Australian vampire. Is it just a vampire who is also Australian? I guess that's what it be. What would that be? Like, I want to suck your blood, mate. Is that what it would be? I mean, that's kind of cool, but they don't portray it like that, so whatever. So it's a little stupid. I don't know why they didn't just use normal vampires. But the designs of the Wild Wind vampire monsters are pretty cool. So, yeah, that's all the mixed. Now, on to the negative. Like I said, pulling people up with the yellow light, they don't explain that. Like when they take that one band member or the Hex Girls, they use yellow light and pulls them up into the air. They don't explain anything about that. And it's kind of frustrating because that's basically what Scooby-Doo is. Having something that is supposedly supernatural, but they explain it in a humanly way, like how this actually could happen, but they don't explain that in any way. Oh, and you know what? Like I said, the designs of the vampires are cool, but that doesn't make sense to have it in Australia. This probably could have made more sense in Transylvania, but they should have either had a more Australian monster, like maybe a mutant kangaroo or rattlesnake, or combine those two. That would actually be pretty cool. Or a more music focused monster, like have a dead band member, a dead singer, a zombie singer, or something. Because because this movie is mostly about the music and the rock festival, but they don't do anything with that. The monsters don't reflect the movie or the place. And my final negative is the mystery sucks. There's almost no clues. We find about the lights and of kind of how the Yowie Yahoo is explained, but they don't go into too much depth about it. And they basically explore vampire rock near the end of the movie, which that's probably the first place they should have gone, but they don't do that. And yeah. There's no clues of that it's Wild Wind. Spoilers, but I don't really care. This movie is not that good. But yeah, it's the band Wild Wind, who have disappeared almost a year ago since they climbed up that mountain. All the mystery sucks and the clues suck. Almost no clues. Yeah, at the end of the day, this movie sucks. I don't think it's the absolute worst movie. I can get some enjoyment out of it, like, with the positives. The music is still okay. That's what brings it up somewhat. Not one of the worst, but almost close, somewhere around there. Like bottom 15, almost bottom 15, I would say maybe bottom 20, somewhere about that. This movie is mildly entertaining. I do not recommend this to older Scooby-Doo fans. I recommend this for maybe 5-year-old Scooby-Doo fans, 5 to 10-year-olds. But this is, if you're not a 5 to 10-year-old, you're older than that, I don't think you're gonna like it. I certainly did not. But that's it. Mildly entertaining. Thanks for watching this review.